Hey everyone, John Williams here. I wanted to actually take some time right now and talk about building an international business with network marketing. I've had some questions recently. People ask me about my background. People ask me in my current business, Nerium International, when can we go international? We're not quite there yet. And I've been thinking about this, and I think about my experience, why I got started in the industry, where I'm going in the industry, etc. So bear with me for a few minutes here, and I'll tell you my story, and I'll tell you how you too can build an international business. I say from the comfort of your own home, and I'll tell you a little bit about why I say that and some of my past experiences. So I got started in the industry 7 years ago, and what was so interesting to me was the fact that I could build a residual income and have it pay me for an extended period of time. Now, when I really grasped that concept, I was hooked. Have done everything since then to capture that, dream, goal, etc. Now, one of the interesting things is when I sat down with a couple people that introduced me to my previous company, they asked me why I would even do this. And I could look them in the eyes and tell them why I wanted to do this. And I think the problem is most people don't know what they want. And so they always talk about what they don't want. And what happens is you start attracting more things that you don't want. But if you know what you want, your brain, your life, the world, the universe, whatever, God will allow you to attract what you do want. And so I would say to you right now watching this video, whoever you are, I'm sure people from all over the world will see this, but what do you want? Why would you do something? And so, to answer that question, when they said, why would you even do this? Why would you get involved in network marketing? And I looked them in the eyes and I said, let's just place that right there for a second, but I just said, listen, I want my wife not to have to work at a certain point. I want my kids to experience other cultures and see the world like I had the opportunity of having as a child and growing up. And I want to take a business to Italy. And those things meant something to me. And it's something I really, really wanted. Now, some people might say, you have no business even saying that. Like, what is it? But here, this is what I want to say. You need to have vision in your life. You don't have to get involved in network marketing. That's fine. It may or may not be for you. But for me, I saw an opportunity with network marketing to take a business international. And that was something that I was so driven to do that I knew that I would be willing to do what it takes. So I got started. And the reason why I got started after all these years, I tell people it was the quickest way to build an international business. And it's also the quickest way to build a residual income. Now it takes very hard work. And I got to tell you, it took me several years to really quite understand what I was doing. Now, I made money along the way, but it wasn't until a few years into it where it really clicked and I started getting good at it. But, I also learned something else. We get into an industry, we get involved in something, and you think, you're not good enough, or you see some people are better than other people. I came to realize that you either learn life lessons, business lessons, whatever, certain lessons before you get involved in something or during that period that you're involved in something. I was one of those examples. I had to learn during it. I didn't have prior life experience. I was young. I got involved when I was 25 years old, and I needed to learn a thing or two. That's okay. Now, of course, it was frustrating at the time, but you just build yourself, and things start to work out. So to condense a very long story into a shorter story here, I was successful in building an international organization in 6 different countries. Now, I didn't have the biggest organization in the world, and that's fine. But you remember what I told those people when I was sitting across from them? They said, why would you even do this? I told them those things. I was able to accomplish those things and still working on accomplishing them and more that I've added to my goals and dreams. And so it's been an incredible ride. Now, this is what I want to tell you. I'm now with a company called Nerium International. And I saw an opportunity here to capture some interesting growth here in the United States early on. We are not an international company as of today. Me taping this video for you guys. We are only in the United States. So I've had people currently in my organization say, hey, can we go international? No, we can't, okay? We need to do this the right way. We are only able to do business in open markets. But let me tell you something. Those 6 years that I spent, I learned the wrong way to do things, and I learned the right way to do things. And maybe I could rephrase it. I learned the wrong way. I could say the expensive way to do things, and the right way, maybe the less expensive way to do things. So what I'm going to go through right now is tell you how you can build an international organization from your backyard, from the comfort of your own home. This is a home-based business. I'll tell you how I did it. I can't tell you how many days I spent with my kids. I took care of my kids while I was building my business. You know, network marketing you can do in your part-time spare time. Now, it takes consistency and it takes hard work in those, a lot of times. But let me tell you, I can't tell you how many times I had a crying kid that I may have put in the crib, closed the door, made a phone call, and started telling people about my vision, telling them I wanted to take a business to Italy, or who do you know that, speaks Italian? And it just started to go from there. So I want to show you a couple things. If you have not read this book, The Slight Edge, then you need to go and read it right now. Go buy it, do whatever you need, find it online. I don't care what you need to do, go read it. Now, I learned how to build an international business from who I consider some of the best in the industry in international expansion. And they taught me what to do. And I followed it, and we ended up succeeding in doing that. But what's interesting is I didn't read this book until too long ago, and I realized that basically Jeff Olson teaches you the exact same thing. On page 163 in The Slight Edge here by Jeff Olson, he talks about how he built the largest German sales force for a particular organization that he was with at the time. And he started asking a simple question: who do you know that speaks German, or who do you know that's in Germany? Because the company he was with at the time was expanding into Germany. I can't tell you how powerful that phrase is. Who do you know that? It opens up a whole new world. Now, it's very interesting how how people think. They're not interested in network marketing because they think it's a certain thing, but as soon as they understand that they could have an international organization, their mind opens up. So this is what I did. I had this goal, and I'm going to share this. I won't share everything that's on here, but look, my goal with Nerium is to build Italy into a $100 million a year organization in Italy. Now, once again, that's a goal. We're many years away from opening up Europe and especially Italy. But I have a goal and I have a vision. So what do I start doing here in the meantime to build it in my own backyard? Well, I'll give you an example. We might be expanding into Mexico in the near future, right? Well, we don't have to go into Mexico. Although I'm based here in Southern California, I could literally drive an hour and a half and I'm in Mexico. However, that's not how we do it. We are surrounded by people. We all know people that speak Spanish. So I would say, hey, who do you know that speaks Spanish? And they say, oh, so-and-so. Why? Well, I'm expanding my business in the Spanish-speaking community, and more so in the Mexican community in my area, because later in the year or next year, whenever it may be, right, we're expanding into Mexico. We're taking a breakthrough skincare product into Mexico. It's going to be hugely successful, and I'm looking for people to partner with. Now, what that does is it opens up a whole new world. Because all of a sudden, that person that introduces you to, let's say this person's name's Joe. Joe speaks Spanish. Joe, who do you know that speaks Spanish? Well, Joe happens to be connected to a whole group of Spanish speakers. Maybe they are actually from Mexico. Okay, we live in Southern California, so I'll use that example. A lot of Mexicans live in this area. Perfect. So what I do is hey, can you introduce me to so-and-so? And I want to explain what we're doing. Perhaps they have some interest. Then we go from there and we talk to that group of people. Now, I didn't go more than 5 minutes from my house, and all of a sudden I'm in a circle of people that speak Spanish. I'm not the person speaking Spanish. I'm not the one that's literally going to take this business into Mexico. However, I can build a group that takes this business into Mexico. This is the point I want to make. You don't have to go international to build international. Now this is, it's sounds simple, but trust me, it actually is simple. All you need to do is network within that community. Now, I live in a community where maybe there's a lot of Mexicans or Spanish-speaking people, so I can narrow it down to get to kind of what you're pinpointing. Hey, who do you know that is a Spanish-speaking entrepreneur? Or who do you know that's a Spanish-speaking business owner? Now, maybe why I say that is just because they might understand what it takes to build a business, and they might be in a more influential group. Nothing wrong with people that aren't, but what happens is business owners usually know business owners, so that's my strategy there. Hey, who do you know that's a Spanish-speaking business owner? Oh, I know so-and-so. In fact, I do. I'll use a perfect example. I met a guy named Rick. Rick, hey, who do you know that's a Spanish-speaking entrepreneur? He's like, oh, I know Jesus. Actually works with me in an office over here. Oh, fantastic. Let's talk to Jesus. We talk to Jesus. Jesus says, wow, interesting product you have here, interesting business. You're really going into Mexico? How can I get involved? This is the way we do it. Then we explain the business. What happens? I knew Rick. In fact, actually, a friend of mine knew Rick, introduced me to Rick. Rick introduces me to Jesus. Jesus now introduces me into his community. Now, I'm not the one that necessarily has influence there, but Jesus might. So what happens is they make the introduction, and then I'm able to leverage the integrity of their relationship to introduce them to what we're doing, and then from there we can build a group. So it's as easy as that, guys. If you want to build internationally, one, don't do it in the wrong way, and don't violate any sort of policies or procedures that your company may have. But that's just an example of how you can do it. Do it from your own backyard. In fact, you may have talked to a lot of people currently about what you're currently doing. Maybe they are not interested. However, they still like you. They still respect you. You're able to call them up again and say, hey, I'm not calling to talk to you, but I had a question. Who do you know that speaks Spanish? It's a different conversation, guys. You're not trying to introduce something to them. Maybe they weren't interested. Maybe it wasn't the right time for them. That's okay. I'm not interested in every commercial I see on TV and buying that product. But at this point, you call them up. Hey, remember the conversation we had? I'm not calling to talk to you about that again. Who do you know that speaks Spanish? Well, I know Jesus, or I know Joe, I know Ted, or whatever it is. Well, wonderful. Would you mind putting me in contact with them? And listen, they respect you. They're going to put you in touch with them. And of course, when you contact that person, you're going to make sure that you are very polite, that you maintain your integrity. Most of all, that you maintain intact the integrity of their relationship. Say it's Rick's contact. Hey, Jesus, Rick said I could give you a call. I just want you to know I think so much of Rick. He's an incredible person, and he had nothing but wonderful things to say about you. So regardless of what we talk about now, the important thing is the integrity of your guys' relationship stays the same. But we wanted to give you a little information of what we're doing. We have a group we're building, and we're looking for some people we can partner with that speak Spanish. We're taking our company, our product, a breakthrough skincare product, whatever it may be, right, into Mexico later in the year. We're seeing big success in the Latin community here, and I wanted to know if you'd like some more information and want to tell you what we're doing. When can we meet up? It's as simple as that. Now, if you read in Jeff Olson's book, that's all he did. Who do you know that speaks German? Who do you know in Germany? One guy led to the next guy, led to the next person led to the next person. You don't plan it any certain way, but I will tell you this. I'll go back to what I pointed out here. This is my vision. This is my goal. Italy, okay? So what do I start doing now? I start building a foundation here in the United States that, one, will support me financially. So I build with Americans in the United States. We're in a melting pot. I build with any culture we can. That then leads into the next country, that then will lead into the next country, that then will lead into the next country. So the last thing I'll say here on this video is this. If you happen to be in my organization in Nerium International, I look forward to meeting every one of you. I know if there's so many I don't know yet, I really look forward to meeting you. But I want to tell you something. The reason why I left my previous company and joined Nerium was they have an amazing product, of course. They have an amazing company. incredible management team, greatest compensation plan I've ever seen. The last point that I looked at was the timing. And I thought, whoa, is this really the perfect storm? And yes, I believe it is the perfect storm. But let me tell you about the point in timing regarding, as it relates to this video I'm making right now for international expansion. We sit in front of the biggest expansion opportunity, I believe, in this industry. We've already set records, 100 million in the first 12 months. I think we'll pass 200 million in the second 12 months that we're in right now. I can't tell you what will happen, and I think it will be a repeat. Exactly, that's my vision, that's my understanding, based on my experience and the people that I learned from in the past and how I've expanded internationally. It will repeat itself in every single country we go into. Imagine the opportunity that you have sitting here right now. And if you're watching this and for some reason haven't gotten involved in Nerium International yet, hey, that's no problem. We'll still be friends. Maybe we'll do some business in the future together. But I would strongly urge you that you understand, that you take a look and understand the timing and what you're sitting in front of. When I sat down in front of those people 7 years ago, I told them what I wanted. If you have enough vision to know what you want, don't focus on what you don't want. But if you know what you do want, I'm telling you, you will not find a greater opportunity than right here. You can expand your business internationally, and we can do it together. I'll teach you how. This was just a video, but we'll do it together. Anyway, thanks so much for your time.